And let's take a look at Cleanspark here. So Cleanspark, obviously, production update for June. June monthly production of 339. Total BTC holdings as of June was 561. Total BTC converted for operations and growth in June was 328. And then currently deployed fleet of approximately 28,500. Latest generation miners, hash rate exceeding 2.8 exahash. So they're exceeding that. I have them at 2.8 right now. And then the company fully funded growth and operations through the sale of 328 BTC in June at an average approximate price of 25,000. So that's actually a pretty good average price right there. And then the sales of BTC equated to proceeds of approximately 8.4 million. So that's obviously good. And then the June daily BTC production reached a high of 12.1, which is also good. They're obviously growing their hash rate here. Energy business, they're getting out of that, obviously, winding that down. They're going to be pretty much fully Bitcoin mining here in the next couple quarters, it looks like. And let's take a look at the numbers here that I have for Cleanspark. So Cleanspark is over here. All right, so about 41 million shares outstanding. And Cleanspark right now is trading at the close of today was at, why don't I have Cleanspark? I don't have Cleanspark on my list here. No, let's see here. Let's take a peek. Cleanspark, there it goes. It was at 405, so 30 cents lower than it is right now. So about 175 million or so for the market cap. They are at 2.8 exahash right now. Future hash is about 4.4. So they're about 63% operational. They did say that they are looking for advantageous opportunities to possibly purchase more miners. We'll see if anything gets reported on that. BTC HODL is 561, so that's valued about 11 million right now. And that's only 6.29% of their market cap. And each share is basically 27 cents worth of HODL in it. Looking at the production here, we can see here that starting in January, they had 305 mined. February was 276. March was 318. Went down a little bit here in April and in May. But they definitely made up for it here in June with 339. So they are back into positive increases month over month. And let me zoom this in for you guys a little bit more. There we go. So you can see it here at 339. So a nice increase there, obviously, from month over month, even though they had one last day here. So that's a good thing. So they did increase by about 27 more Bitcoins over May. And their hash rate increased by about 300 petahash from May as well, which is also good to see. They did obviously sell some Bitcoin, so they had 550 Bitcoins at the beginning or at the end of May. Now they have 561, so they sold 328 for about 6.5. They said they sold it at 25,000, so that's obviously why that's off. I'm using the price at the end of June, which was obviously lower, like 19,000 something. So that's going to have an effect on it. Looking at the miners that we added in here for June, and they made, 6.7 million roughly. In June, we added the following miners here. So we added 580 of these 100 terahash miners and 1,920 of these 100 terahash miners as well down here. We did not have to curtail any of their days of operation. And let me see here. Oh, we also got 500 of these miners installed as well. 100 terahash down here. Those are at 20 days. Roughly, and we're pretty close there. We're at 6.79, so right around 6.8 million, and at 2.8 exahash right now. And let's take a look at their institutions. So institutions increased quite nicely. So they had 110 institutions in beginning of June. Now in beginning of July, they have 155, so an increase of 45 institutions. Shares didn't increase that much. Only went up to 12.84 million compared to 12.35. So about, what is that? 490,000 shares were bought, but that has obviously increased to 31% of percentage owned. We do have one upgrade here, so we do have one strong buy and now two buy ratings. 0 holds, 0 underperforms, 0 sells. The price target went down to 16 from 30 here on the high, and it went down also on the average to 1267 from 23, and the low went down to 10 from 16 as well. But at least we're seeing institutions getting into it here as well. So looking at them right now, based on the amount of shares that they have outstanding and how much they're going to be making, they're going to be making about 126 million roughly right now in the last 4 quarters. 75% net income from gross revenue represents 94 million roughly, and we're using the PE of 20. That would get us at $45.85. That would obviously be a huge increase. I think we need to see more of a future hash rate growth in order to get to a P of 20. So I think anywhere between a 10 and a 15, so like $34.38. What did the analysts have them at? The analysts had them at $16, so they actually went down from 30. So at $16, you're looking at a PE of 7. And they are trading right now at a PE of, what are they at? They're at 432. They're trading at about PE of 2 right now. So if they're saying 16, you're looking at a P of 7, I would say probably around 15 or so would be my bet. Around $34 where I would probably see them based on their installation, their growth, and they're not diluting shares by obviously selling BTC, which is also great. But the reason they might be looking at a lower price is because they do have a smaller hodl position than some of the other guys out there. But I kind of actually like it. So I think you can do both. I think you can do selling and hodling, and I think it's the best of both worlds, especially now since market has gone way down. So yeah, I'm happy. Good month of June for Cleanspark here. As you know, I'm invested in them. So just for full disclosure, as always, do your own research on all this stuff. I try to have as accurate data as I possibly can. I may not always get it right. And thankfully, you guys are there to point it out to me, so I always appreciate that. So if I do have a mistake anywhere here, you guys notice it, let me know. I do appreciate you guys putting those out to me, and I'll correct it as soon as I can. Obviously, the stock prices need to be updated, and those will get updated before I send this out to the Patreons later on tonight.